Things off with our very first how-to series. So over the past couple of years, we've been focusing on introducing some awesome businesses to you. And we thought this time we should do things slightly different here and there. Today, I'm bringing you a mini masterclass with Mothupi Kgopa, who has come up with Geleza Scientific Calculator. He's going to be talking to you or through you to you how you can start a business and hopefully succeed at it. Mothupi Kgopa is a mathematician whose love for the subject dates back to childhood. He says he's concerned about the quality of maths in the country and says more focus needs to be put on teacher development. Kgopa is the founder of Geleza Tech, which has produced Geleza Scientific Calculator.
It was out of the sad situation that, I was in Beggarsford and I wanted to help learners in grade 11. And when I got there, half the learners did not have calculators. And I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to buy you calculators. And I went to the shops and they were, expensive, and I was shocked. And I was like, you know what, because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going to solve this problem. And I'm not just solving it for Beggarsford. I need to solve it for the entire continent.
With these quick tips, Kgopa shares how you can get ahead if you are en route to starting your own business.
The very first step is that it usually comes out of a need, or it usually comes out of a burning desire to just change things. And it's not just in calculators. I mean, it can be a sneaker, it can be a kettle, it can be, a fan, it can be, what is the need? What is the pressing need of the day? And what are you trying to solve? And I think for Geleza, we realized that calculators are expensive, and that's number one. And if learners are suffering and they can access an affordable calculator, they will be willing to buy it. I think the easiest way to really think about it, look at the sneaker revolution in South Africa. Just look at it. I mean, how many black sneakers are there? I mean, there's a variety of them. So after understanding that, you realize that the problem was that we were putting on sneakers that are not produced by us. And that's the real reason why those sneakers would make it. And they would then be branded in names that you and I like very much. It's either they are hip or they are African. And if they are African, we want to associate more with them. I think the most important thing to realize is that in South Africa, it's very, very expensive to produce any product. And also, the barriers to entry are so high. I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying, but why don't you start a manufacturing company in South Africa? And I'm like, do you know what are the barriers of entry? If I had to produce Geleza in South Africa from scratch, I'd probably need anything in the range of 20 million to 100 million to be able to do that. The biggest reason why a lot of people know us today is because of social media. I think that's the most important one. That you need to be out there, you need to be shouting, you need to be making as much noise as you possibly can. But also you need to be partnering with as many people within the same sector as possible. And in my case, it's Teach South Africa, where they are helping me to just really position the company from the corporate side of things. And this is very, very important because you can't do everything on your own. Marketing is everything. You need to sell. You can't be shy about selling if you are going to try and do anything like this. That's the most important one. I think the most important thing is to always try and price your product, for me, at a price that people are able to pay and are able to afford, but it can't be at a price that compromises your profitability at the same time. And I think that is the most important one. And I think any product that can be able to garner anything in the range of 70 to 100% in profit, for me, that's a good product. If I have to give anyone the how-to part, is that whatever product that you're gonna bring here and you think is great, register it with the South African intellectual property. Register it. That's the most important thing. Before you even do any other thing, try and register it so that when it's here, you're not dealing with competitors who are probably just jealous that, you are getting to the market and you're going to take money from them.
With all of those valuable tips shared, Kgopa says Geleza addresses important issues which include calculating statistics differently.
If you really look at Geleza here, you'd see that it's got a solar power. It doesn't need a battery. I can turn it on without a battery, and I'm in access of solar power, and you can see there's really no much sun outside, but the calculator is still on. And I think that is the most important thing about this calculator. I mean, imagine our rural areas where they don't have money for calculators. The second one is that the name is just right. You know, it's Geleza, Geleza Ntwana, har Geleza, that sort of a thing, where you say it in the street, and I feel that we have taken mathematics and made it foreign. And by calling it Geleza, we are trying to bring mathematics in and make it an African thing. And I think this name will resonate with African excellence, which is exactly what we are trying to push. This reads 3 1/4. You say equals to, and now we need to change it into a proper fraction. I'm going to say shift 1. And it's 13 divided by 4.
Liabo Setho, SABC News, Johannesburg. Thank you so much to Mothupi Kgopa for sharing that story with us. And let me acknowledge my colleagues who I worked with on this insert, video journalist Thabi Sobaji, as well as video editor Katleo Mokomele. With the exam results for 2021 coming out, or these are the Matrics results coming out this month, it's expected that there'll be a high number of young people looking for options, opportunities, as well as ideas. In the same breath, many young people could find themselves jobless, particularly if they don't have any options. Platform Entrepreneurial Hub believes it has a solution for this through their unique gap year program for young people who are not in education, employment or training. I've invited Ndogozo Sbiya to tell us more about this program. Ndogozo joins us via Zoom. Ndogozo, thank you so much and welcome to SME On Point. This is quite a great way of addressing a problem and a need that we definitely have in the country. What's special about this gap year program that you have conceptualized?
Thank you so much, Liabo, for the opportunity. Really what makes this gap year opportunity special is that it's focused on developing the entrepreneurial mindset. As we know that we live in a country whereby the unemployment rate is so high, even graduate unemployment is so high. So going straight into university without a clear plan of how you're going to create your own livelihood is really detrimental. So this program, what it does is that it helps young people coming from high school, which are aged between the ages of 17 and 21, gives them the appropriate skills to enable them to develop new ventures, start new businesses, but most importantly, develop key 21st century skills.
Yeah. Take us through the how. How do you do these? What kind of activities do you have in place for them to develop this entrepreneurial spirit that we are all looking for out of most people?
Okay, so the gap year program runs for 24 weeks, divided into 3 blocks, and its delivery model is hybrid. So 80% of it's virtual. So that means that the course content and the facilitation will be done online. But then the 20%, which is face-to-face, happens with boot camps, whereby we go to Artis and do some fun activities with the young people developing their leadership skills. We also have networking events that the young people get involved in. But most importantly, we have a year project whereby the program participants will have an opportunity to deliver a full event in October, showcasing all that they have learned from the program.
Yeah. So now when these participants have joined and they become business owners or they start their own businesses, what kind of support do you offer them throughout their journey so that they don't find themselves in as one of those statistics where they say that businesses tend to fail in the first 2 or 3 years of existence?
So there's 2 parts that we generally focus on for our alumni. Firstly, it's the straight entrepreneurship path, whereby we incubate the young people post the program and help them develop those entrepreneurial skills, enabling them to start successful businesses. But also we also encourage young people after the program to attend tertiary institutions such as TVET colleges, universities, whereby they harness the skills that will enable them to make their dreams into businesses, build their businesses into something that is really successful. So to answer your question, after they've completed the program, we incubate them, bring them into a virtual incubator for a period of 2 years. And this is where we ensure that they get the enough support, enough resources that they need to start and sustain viable businesses.
Ntokozo, allow me to pick your brain about the state of entrepreneurship in the country. How do you see it as an entrepreneur yourself, and what do you think could be done in this new year in order to make or to help businesses thrive better?
I think that we need to collaborate more. So there's a number of different entrepreneurial interventions, starting from the high school, even in university and post-tertiary. But there's little synergies or synergy identification between all of these different organizations that are working towards the same goal. I don't believe that, there should be any competitors in this particular space. So I think for entrepreneurial development and entrepreneurial education to thrive, there needs to be a more collaborative effort, both from the private sector and government organizations that are helping these young people to craft their ideas into successful businesses.
Yeah. Before I let you go, what can participants walk away with that is really useful to them in their future in this gap year? And while I have you there, please just do give us information of how they can get hold of you.
Okay, so the Gap Year program is accredited. So when the program participants complete the program, they don't just leave with a certificate of participation, but they get a full qualification in new venture creation. And that's the crux of basically what they get, but also the experience from intermingling with different entrepreneurs in the space will also help them. And for people to apply to this program, they could visit our website, which is peh-learn.co.za, peh-learn.co.za. Click on the Startup Gap Year tab, and you'll be able to apply for the program.
Ntokozo Sibiya, thank you so much for joining us on Point. That was Ntokozo Sibiya. He is the founder of Platform Entrepreneurial Hub. They've come up with a Gap Year program to help those who are not in education or employment or even training to start up or to start thinking entrepreneurially and to get into that to that space. That is all from me for today. But please do remember to keep on supporting small businesses and keep those rands and cents circulating. Up next is Books on Point with Nastasia Arendse. It is a good afternoon.